Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Vechain, whose current price stands at the $0.02039 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 3.29%. And in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out basing my analysis on the EBOOK structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And now kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on this chart. Vechain from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.017 mark. And starting my analysis here on the daily chart, you can see after making our low at around the $0.02 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, managing to break above key areas of resistances. But at the key area of resistance at around the $0.03362 mark, we got rejected, and we have been seeing a massive pullback to the lower side. Jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis. Here on the 4-hour chart, after making a low at around the $0.02 mark, after finishing that ABC corrective movement, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a corrective movement, having this as the wave A, then a wave B, then a wave C. And after finishing the formation of that wave C, I expected a 5-wave structure to play out here on the Vechain chart, and I believe that is what we have been seeing over here. And after seeing the high of that wave C, we have been seeing the formation of a wave 1, then a wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then a wave 5 making its low at around the $0.021 mark. And having seen this EBOOK structure play out to the lower side, we can now name that is a higher EBOOK wave count 1 to the lower side. And after seeing the formation of a higher EBOOK wave count 1, whatever we expected next was the formation of a higher EBOOK wave count 2, and I believe we have seen such a structure right here. And using the Fibonacci's, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 2 between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, which perfectly lies here on the charts between the $0.029 mark and the $0.027 mark. And you can see Vechain has retraced into this red target area that I have over here in the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 2, and then we have seen a massive breakout to the lower side in the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 3. And using the Fibonacci's, that is the trend based Fibonacci, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 3, connecting the Fibonacci's from the high of that first wave to the low of the second wave, that is the first wave, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 2, and that gives me a minimum target area to the lower side using the fib ratios 1:1 fib ratios at around the $0.015 mark. And you can see we have made our low at around the $0.017 mark, meaning there are chances that the low for that wave 3 maybe was in at around the $0.017 mark. We might not fully maximize the target area that I have sketched out using the trend based Fibonacci at around the $0.015 mark. So assuming the low was in at around the $0.017 mark, we are seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side here on the 1-hour chart. And before I get into that, onto the 1-hour chart, whatever I'm expecting after seeing the formation of a higher EBOOK wave count 3 is the formation of a higher EBOOK wave count 4. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see what we have here on the 1-hour chart, we can first sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 4 using the Fibonacci's. And I just need to connect the fibs from the high of that wave 3 to the low of this wave 3 down here, and that gives me a minimum retracement area to the upper side in the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 4 between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, which perfectly lies between the $0.023 mark and the $0.024 mark, and then remove the Fibonacci's. And if I zoom in over here, I believe we have started seeing a movement that has been obeying the EBOOK wave structures over here, having these as the wave 1. We have that as the wave 1, then we have seen the retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, then we have seen the formation of a wave 3, then a wave 4, and right now we're in the formation of a wave 5 to the upper side. And that, once we see that, we can name that as a wave A, and we are naming that as a wave A because a wave 4 is a corrective wave, and because of that we expect an ABC corrective movement to play out over here. So we can have this EBOOK wave structure once we see the formation of a wave 5 we can have that as the wave A, then expect a wave B, then continue pushing higher to fully maximize this red target area in the formation of that higher edge to wave count 4 in the formation of a wave C. And getting back into the formation of this edge to wave structure that I have down here, we can use the trend based Fibonacci to sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this higher edge to wave count 5 over here. And I just need to use the trend based Fibonacci from connecting it from the low of that first wave to the high of that first wave, then drag the fibs to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that wave 5 at around the fib level 0.618, and that perfectly lies at around the $0.021 mark, and that gives me the key scenarios that I expect to play out here on the Vechain chart. The first possibility is that Vechain will continue pushing higher, manage to break above this key resistance zone over here at around the $0.02 mark, and once we break through it, there's a possibility of Vechain getting back to around the $0.021 mark, and once that plays out, then we'll be finishing off the formation of that higher edge to wave count A. And once you see the formation of that wave A, then we can expect a corrective movement over here in the formation of wave B. So once we see the formation of that wave 5, I will expect an ABC corrective movement over here, then expect another 5 wave structure to the upper side, and that 5 wave structure is supposed to get us into this red target area that I have drawn out over here in the formation of this higher edge to wave count 4 to the upper side. And this movement, I will also term it as a massive ABC corrective movement in the formation of that higher edge to wave count 4 to the upper side. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and continue watching that key area of resistance at around the $0.02 mark. Once we manage to break above it, get back to around the $0.021 mark, then we can expect a corrective movement before we continue pushing higher to fully maximize the formation of that higher edge to wave count 4. Jumping back to the forward chart to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. Here on the RSI, we are trading at around the 53 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have also printed a bullish cross, and we are seeing an increase in the buying momentum here on the MACD, and that's very positive and means higher prices are coming our way. And that's the update for Vechain.